Okay, you're looking for more books to read? Here are my top tier thriller recommendations. Perfect for those who are trying to get into reading this year or just those who love suspense. Starting off with The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. A girl with a past nannies for a family, and the family starts acting a little weird, and that's all I will say. Very creepy, very fun. If you're new to reading, this is an amazing thriller to start with. If you're not new to reading and you still have not read this, what are you doing? They're literally making a movie about it, so absolute must read. And while we're on Frida McFadden, honestly, she's a great thriller author. So literally any of her books are so easy to get through. They're just really fast-paced reads. I'm always able to just sit and read them in like one sitting. Two of my favorites by her besides The Housemaid are Never Lie and The Surrogate Mother. Next is Misery by Stephen King. Now, Stephen King is a little bit more advanced in the writing aspect. However, this one was still super fun to read. A woman finds her favorite author after a car accident and becomes his nurse, but then also becomes his captor because she wants him to write his next book. And it's really suspenseful. I enjoyed this a lot and I really like the whole setting, the concept, everything about it. Next is Lea and Varity by Colleen Hoover. Now, before I continue, I know that Colleen Hoover is controversial. However, you cannot tell me that these books aren't good, especially Varity. It is one of the first books I recommend to people when they first start reading because the first page, it already captures your attention, and as soon as you start reading it, you literally just want to know what happens. Like such a page turner. It's just addictive writing and you can't say otherwise. I don't even have the physical book because I've lent it out to so many people to read it because I'm telling you, it's literally one of the first books I recommend to new readers. And I feel the same way about Layla. However, it's one of those books that you should not read the synopsis before going into it. I have a strong opinion that you should not read the synopsis of books before going into them because they give spoilers. The only time I will read a synopsis of a book before I read it is when it's a fantasy, specifically fantasy because I feel like it gives me information that I need to know before going into the book. But yeah, with thrillers, I always feel like you shouldn't read anything about it. Just go into it blind and you'll enjoy it that much more. Next is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. The reason I like this one a lot is because of the setting. Like the setting was so dark, creepy, mysterious. It's all snowy. I was just like kind of creeped out by it and I loved that it gave me that feeling. And then I'm also going to mention Ward D by Frida McFadden because it also gave me that feeling. Like both of those books are nothing too crazy with the plot. However, the setting made it so much fun and it just really immersed me into the book. Next is House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Another one that I really don't want to touch on because I feel like you should go into it blind. Do not read the synopsis before because I feel like the ending is a plot twist if you don't read the synopsis, if that makes sense. Next is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This one is about someone who dies in a small town and everyone thinks that they know what happened, but a girl wants to figure out what really happened. She thinks that there's more to the story. It's young adult. It's more like crime mystery thriller, but really enjoyable, really easy to just consume. And again, it's a trilogy, so it makes you want to read the other two books once you read this one.